How do you start your day? Do you wake up feeling ready to tackle the world? Or do you struggle to find the energy to get going? What if I told you that the simple act of speaking 5 powerful lines to yourself every morning could completely change the way you approach your day, your goals, and your life? Imagine how much stronger, more focused, and more determined you would feel if you took just a few moments each day to remind yourself of your worth, your potential, and your commitment to not quit. In today's video, we're going to dive into why speaking these 5 lines every morning isn't just a good habit. It's a game changer. I'll walk you through exactly what you should say and how it can transform your mindset. Stick with me and let's make each day count. You're about to discover something that will change everything. Number 1, speak your worth out loud every single morning. You wake up in the morning, and before the world speaks to you, you must speak to yourself. You must look yourself in the mirror and speak your worth out loud. This isn't some fluffy idea. This is real. This is about owning your identity before the world tries to shape it for you. Because the world doesn't care how you feel when you wake up. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It throws pressure at you. It throws doubts. It throws problems. So before all that noise gets in, you have to speak something stronger. You have to speak your worth. Too many people start their day in silence. They wake up, check their phones, scroll through someone else's life, and forget that their own life is the most important one. They walk into the day already behind, already uncertain, already overwhelmed. But when you speak your worth, everything shifts. You stop living like you don't matter. You stop walking around like you're not allowed to believe in yourself. You stop shrinking to fit into someone else's expectations. You take back your ground. You begin the day with power, not fear, confidence, not hesitation. Every morning, the first thing you need to do is speak. Speak something real. Speak something true. Speak something that connects you to who you really are. Not what happened yesterday. Not what someone said about you. Not what went wrong last week. Your worth has nothing to do with your mistakes. It has nothing to do with your fears. It has nothing to do with what you lost or what you failed to do. Your worth is yours. You were born with it. You don't earn it. You recognize it, and you speak it out loud to remind yourself of it. This is not just motivation. This is mindset. This is preparation. You don't go into battle without armor, and life is no different. Every single day you are in a fight for your peace, your focus, your identity, your energy, your time. The enemy is not just outside. It's the voice in your head that says you're not enough. It's the feeling that you don't measure up. So before that voice even has a chance to speak, you have to be louder. You have to be clearer. You have to look yourself in the eye and say something that grounds you. Speak your worth. Say it clearly. Say it like you mean it. Say it when it feels silly. Say it when it feels hard. Say it when you don't believe it yet. Because belief comes from repetition. The more you speak it, the more you live it. The more you hear it from your own voice, the more it sticks. You hear people say confidence comes from results. And sure, sometimes it does. But more often it comes from decision. The decision to own who you are, to value your voice, to say your truth before the world tells you otherwise. Here's what happens when you speak your worth. You walk differently. You talk differently. You don't apologize for existing. You don't wait for permission. You stop chasing validation, and you start owning your path. You become clearer on what matters. You're not distracted by every opinion or every problem. You begin to say no more often, because you're not desperate to prove yourself to everyone. You're not begging for attention or acceptance. You've already accepted yourself. That's the power of speaking your worth. This is not about arrogance. This is about clarity. This is about waking up and choosing to be who you really are, not who the world wants you to be. When you say, I am worthy, you're not saying you're perfect. You're not saying you've got it all figured out. You're saying that no matter what happens, your value stays the same. That even on the bad days, you matter. That even when you make mistakes, you're still worth showing up. That even when no one claps for you, you still believe in yourself. Most people are waiting for the world to give them confidence. They're waiting for praise, for attention, for someone to validate their efforts. But real power comes when you stop waiting, when you give yourself what you need, when you look in the mirror and say it first, before anyone else says it, before the results show up, before things work out. That's strength. That's maturity. That's leadership. You are leading your own life when you choose to speak your worth before anything else begins. Some people think this is strange, talking to yourself out loud. But I'll tell you what's stranger. Living your whole life without ever believing in yourself. Walking around quietly, doubting yourself. That's what most people are doing. They're waiting for something outside to change how they feel inside. But it doesn't work like that. The real shift happens when you choose your inner voice over the outside noise. When you make your words stronger than your fears. And if you want to know how to start doing it, keep it simple. You don't need fancy words. Just be real. Look yourself in the eye and say, I am enough. Say I have value. Say I am not here to play small. Say I matter. Say I have something to offer today. Speak it like you mean it. Say it until you feel it. Say it even when your voice shakes. That's how you build yourself. That's how you strengthen the foundation underneath everything you do. And don't skip it. Don't say you're too busy. Don't say you'll do it later. Because every day you stay silent is a day you allow doubt to lead. Every day you don't speak your worth is a day the world gets to tell you who you are. You have to interrupt that pattern. Break the silence. Replace it with your truth. Because the words you say to yourself shape the life you live. That's not philosophy. That's reality. I've been around for a long time. I've talked to people from all walks of life. I've seen success, and I've seen failure. I've seen people who had everything and lost it. And I've seen people who had nothing and built everything. You know what makes the difference? It's not the money. It's not the degrees. It's not the background. It's belief. And belief starts with your words. What you say to yourself in the morning sets the tone for the rest of the day. You can either speak fear or you can speak power. You can either say, I'm not ready, or you can say, I will figure it out. You can either say, I'm not good enough, or you can say, I am learning and growing every day. You get to choose your script. You get to decide which voice wins. And every time you speak your worth, you choose the higher voice, the stronger one, the one that moves you forward instead of keeping you stuck. Don't wait for the world to remind you. Remind yourself. Don't wait for someone else to tell you what you're capable of. Say it yourself. Don't wait for a win before you feel like a winner. Talk like one now. Speak like one now. Walk like one now. Because when you speak your worth, you're building something deep inside that no one can take from you. Not failure, not rejection, not criticism. That voice becomes your anchor, your fuel, your weapon. I know life gets hard. I know things go wrong, but you still have a voice. Use it. Use it every morning. Use it before the day has a chance to steal your joy. Use it when it's dark. Use it when you're tired. Use it when you feel like giving up. Speak your worth, and you'll rise again. You'll keep standing. You'll keep moving forward. Because when you know your worth, the world can't shake you as easily. You don't fold when things fall apart. You rise because you're not depending on outside forces to remind you who you are. The morning is sacred. It's your starting line. And every race is won by how you begin. If you begin in silence, the noise of the world gets louder. But if you begin with your own voice, you lead your life instead of reacting to it. You get intentional. You get clear. You decide who you are. And that changes how you show up in every room, in every challenge, in every opportunity. This is not complicated. It's not a trick. It's not hype. It's a habit. And like all habits, it gets stronger the more you do it. It becomes natural. It becomes normal. It becomes necessary. One day you'll look back and realize that speaking your worth was the moment everything changed. Not because your life was perfect, but because you stopped waiting to be perfect to believe in yourself. So every morning, speak your worth. Say it out loud. Say it first. Say it strong. Don't whisper it. Don't mumble it. Say it like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. What you speak becomes what you think. What you think becomes what you do. What you do becomes who you are. Speak your worth, and your life will rise to meet it every single day. Starting now. Number 2. Remind yourself daily that you are built for more. When you open your eyes in the morning, before the distractions, before the responsibilities, before the pressure of the day takes over, you need to stop for a moment and remind yourself that you are built for more. Not in a wishful way, not in a vague or hopeful sense, but in a direct, grounded truth that you know in your bones. You are not here just to get by. You are not alive just to go through the motions. You are not meant to settle. You are built for more, and you need to hear that from yourself before the world convinces you to forget it. This is something you can't outsource. You can't wait for someone else to tell you. You can't depend on compliments, likes, titles, or achievements to remind you of your potential. Those things are fleeting. Some days they show up, some days they don't. But your voice, that's available to you every morning. That's yours. That's your power. And if you're not using it to lift yourself, to drive yourself, to ground yourself, then you're leaving your mind exposed to comparison, exposed to doubt, exposed to other people's low expectations. And that's how you drift through life, instead of rising in it. You have to build a habit where you remind yourself, clearly, directly, and unapologetically, that you are not limited to what you see right now, that your circumstances are not your identity, that your current situation is not your final chapter, that the version of you walking around today is just a fraction of what you're capable of becoming. You must remind yourself that your mind, your heart, your will, your drive, they were all designed for something greater than where you are right now. You might have been raised to think small. You might have been surrounded by people who doubted themselves, who played it safe, who settled. But that doesn't mean you have to do the same. The past does not define you. Your environment doesn't set your ceiling. You do. And every morning you wake up is another chance to choose differently, another chance to speak something higher to yourself, to reject the idea that your life is only about surviving. You were not built just to make it through. You were built to grow, to evolve, to contribute, to lead, to rise. When you remind yourself that you're built for more, you activate something inside. You activate vision. You start to look beyond the routines. You begin to want more, not just more money or status, but more meaning, more purpose, more depth. You want to build something that lasts. You want to live in a way that reflects the strength that's already inside you. Because deep down, you already know it's there. You wouldn't even feel the discomfort you feel if you didn't know you were capable of more. That frustration you feel, that's not failure. That's potential trying to get your attention. It's easy to forget. Life gets busy. Life gets hard. People disappoint you. Things don't work out the way you expected. And over time, you start to believe that maybe this is all there is. But that's not truth. That's fatigue talking. That's stress talking. That's disappointment, clouding your view. That's why the reminder has to come from you. Every single day, you have to wake up and speak into your own life. Not with wishful thinking, but with real clarity. I was built for more than this. Not in a complaining way, not in a victim mindset, but in a determined tone that says, I know there's more in me and I will not ignore it anymore. People around you might not see it. They might think you're fine where you are. They might even feel threatened by your desire to grow. That's not your concern. Your job is not to make others comfortable with your growth. Your job is to answer the call inside you, that quiet pull that tells you there's another level, that voice that keeps whispering that you're capable of doing more, being more, becoming more. That's not your imagination. That's your higher self, asking for a seat at the table. You owe it to yourself to listen to that voice. You owe it to your future to respond to it. You don't have to blow up your whole life overnight. You don't have to have everything figured out, but you do need to start with one simple decision each morning to remind yourself that where you are right now is not where you have to stay. That today is not just another day to repeat the same routines. It's a day to stretch, to grow, to take one step further, to aim higher. And it begins by anchoring yourself in that simple truth. I am built for more. When you speak those words first thing in the morning, you take ownership. You stop waiting for motivation to show up. You stop needing the perfect conditions. You don't need the stars to align. You don't need everyone to agree with you. You've already agreed with yourself. And that's the strongest agreement you'll ever make. You've already committed to your growth. And that changes the way you walk into your day. You don't walk with hesitation. You don't shrink. You don't hold back. You walk with intention. Because you know you're on a mission. You begin to see things differently. You stop complaining about where you are and start focusing on where you're headed. You stop measuring yourself by other people's pace and start building your own. You stop doubting every move you make and start trusting your process. Because when you believe you're built for more, you stop needing everything to be perfect. You're willing to try, to learn, to fail, to adjust, to keep going. That belief creates resilience. It builds patience. It gives you the strength to keep showing up, even when nothing seems to be changing. Because you know it will. You know you're not wasting your time. You're building something that matters. And over time, the way you speak to yourself starts to shape your habits. You eat better. You move more. You stay focused longer. You stop wasting time on things that don't align with your future. You stop giving energy to people who drain you. You become more selective with your time, your thoughts, your environment, because you're not just drifting anymore. You're building, and you don't build a future by accident. You build it on purpose. You build it by starting each day with a reminder that the current version of your life is not your limit, and it's not just about what you gain for yourself. When you live this way, when you start your mornings by reminding yourself of what you're capable of, you start to inspire other people too. Your family feels it. Your friends notice. Your coworkers see it. Not because you're trying to impress them, but because your energy changes. Your consistency speaks louder than your words. People feel your presence. They feel your growth. And it gives them permission to believe in themselves too. That's the ripple effect of living from that belief. I am built for more. It's not a slogan. It's not a trendy phrase. It's a mindset, a decision, a way of carrying yourself. It shows up in the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you work. You stop settling. You stop hiding. You stop making excuses. And you start making progress. You take control of your life. Not all at once, but step by step, day by day. And it all begins with a choice you make in the first few minutes of the day. To look yourself in the eye and say, I am built for more. And today I'm going to live like it. This is not about being better than anyone else. It's not about chasing perfection. It's about honoring the potential inside of you. It's about not wasting your time waiting for things to change. It's about showing up and doing the work because you believe something better is possible. And it is. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to keep repeating the same year over and over. You don't have to settle for what's familiar just because it's comfortable. You can grow. You can rise. You can build something that makes you proud. But it starts with that internal shift. That daily reminder that says, I am not finished. I am just getting started. So tomorrow morning and every morning after that, take a moment before you check your messages, before you deal with your responsibilities. Pause, stand still, look at yourself, and say it. I am built for more. Not once, not softly. Say it with conviction. Say it with belief. Say it even if your voice shakes. Say it until it becomes part of you. Because once it's part of you, no one can take it away. Not failure, not fear, not rejection. You'll carry it with you wherever you go. And that belief will guide you, protect you, strengthen you, and lead you to places you haven't even imagined yet. And the longer you speak this truth into your life, the more real it becomes. You'll start to notice that you don't tolerate what you used to. You won't accept less effort from yourself. You won't stay stuck in places that don't push you forward. Because something in you has woken up. And once it's awake, you can't go back to sleep on your potential. You begin to crave progress. You start looking for challenge. Not to suffer, but to sharpen. You want to be tested. Because deep down you know that strength doesn't grow in comfort. It grows when you stretch yourself. When you go past what's easy. And step into what's necessary. There's something powerful that happens when you make this a daily routine. It turns into more than a reminder. It becomes an identity. You're no longer someone who just hopes for a better life. You're someone who builds it. You're not chasing luck. You're showing up with purpose. You've replaced self-doubt with discipline. You've replaced fear with faith in your ability to adapt, grow, and overcome. And you've done it not through loud motivation or hype, but through quiet, consistent repetition of truth. Every time you remind yourself that you are built for more, you are training your brain to look for solutions. You're shifting your mindset from limits to possibilities. You stop thinking, what if I fail? And start asking, what can I learn? You stop avoiding hard things and start facing them. Knowing that struggle doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're growing. You stop expecting life to be easy and start expecting yourself to become stronger. That change in mindset transforms how you experience everything. And the people around you will feel the difference. You'll start speaking with more clarity. You'll move with more purpose. Your confidence won't be loud, but it'll be solid. People might not understand where it's coming from, but you will. You'll know it's coming from a place they can't see. A place deep inside where you decided, every morning, to tell yourself the truth, that you are here for a reason, that you were made to go beyond the surface, that you have more in you, and you're done pretending otherwise. You'll stop running from the mirror. You'll stop hiding from your goals. You'll stop making peace with half effort, because now you've built a standard for yourself. A standard rooted in truth, not fear, in growth, not comfort. And the beautiful thing about this is that it's always in your control. No matter your past, your environment, your mistakes, this voice is yours. This practice is yours. And if you stay committed to it, your life begins to rise to match the strength of your words. So wake up tomorrow and do it again. Say it even if yesterday was hard. Say it even if no one else sees it yet. Say it until you become the person you've always known you could be. You are built for more. Never forget it, and never stop living like it. Number 3, declare your goals clearly before the day begins. Before the world wakes up and your phone starts buzzing and the demands of life begin to pile up, you need to center yourself. You need to take a quiet moment with no distractions, no noise, no opinions, just you and your own mind, and speak your goals clearly into the day ahead. Not vaguely, not passively, not halfway, with sharpness, with certainty, with purpose. If you don't lead your day will lead you. If you don't decide where you're going, you'll end up anywhere. Most people get up and let the day happen to them. They start with chaos. They react to problems. They drift through the hours without direction. Then they wonder why they feel empty, why they feel behind, why their life doesn't change. It's not because they lack the potential. It's not because they're not capable. It's because they haven't built the habit of starting their day with clarity. Every day that starts without a goal is a day at risk of being wasted. You were not designed to drift. You were made to aim. You have a brain built to focus, to pursue, to create progress. But it only functions at its highest when you feed it clear direction. That's why goal setting in the morning is not optional. It's essential. When you declare your goals before the day begins, you're not just organizing your schedule, you're making a decision to take control. You're saying, this is what I want, this is where I'm going, and I'm not waiting for the world to give me permission. It's not about writing a long list, it's about getting clear. Even if it's just one goal, make it real, make it loud, make it personal. Say it out loud so your mind hears it, so your focus locks onto it, so your actions start to align. Because if you don't name it, you won't claim it. You can't chase something you haven't defined, and you can't hit a target you haven't set. There's something powerful about declaring your goals with your own voice. You hear it, you believe it. It shifts your attention. It cuts through the noise. It reminds you what matters. Because once your day starts rolling, there are going to be distractions. There's going to be pressure. There's going to be unexpected problems. And if you don't anchor your focus in the first few moments of the day, those problems will decide your direction for you. But when you've already declared your goals, you have a filter. You know what deserves your energy. You know what to ignore. You stop being pulled by every little thing. You move with discipline, and you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get everything done. But when you start your day with clear intention, you give yourself a chance to win. And winning is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. It's about making progress where it matters most. This is not about fantasy. It's not about wishful thinking. You're not dreaming in the clouds. You're grounding yourself in reality and saying, this is what I will move toward today. Whether it's a fitness goal, a business move, a habit you're building, or a mindset you're developing, it has to be spoken. Because when you speak it, you begin to own it. And when you own it, you start to act like it's yours. And that's the real shift. When you stop approaching your day like a passenger and start acting like the driver. You don't wait for motivation. You don't depend on energy. You depend on the fact that you gave your day a name. You gave your time a purpose. You didn't wake up to react. You woke up to lead. And leadership starts with direction. Even when the goal is small, it matters. Maybe it's to stay calm in a stressful meeting. Maybe it's to follow through on one thing you've been putting off. Maybe it's to focus for 2 solid hours without distraction. Whatever it is, speak it out. Make it solid. Make it part of your identity. When your goals are internal and silent, it's too easy to let them slide. But when they've been declared out loud, you've made a promise. You've told yourself what matters. And now you're accountable to it. This is how self-respect is built. Not through perfection, but through direction. You begin to trust yourself more when you see yourself following through. You believe in your discipline when you see it in action. And that belief doesn't come from motivation. It comes from daily structure, from waking up, standing still, and clearly naming what you will move toward today. The world is loud. Opinions are everywhere. Pressure is constant. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, but your clarity cuts through that. When you wake up and declare your goal, you start on your own terms. You don't carry yesterday's noise into today. You don't drag the weight of uncertainty into your morning. You replace it with focus, with purpose, with a voice that says, "This is what I'm here to do today, and I'm not leaving it to chance." This habit is not about ambition. It's about direction. You can have all the ambition in the world, but without clear direction, it's scattered, it's chaotic, it goes nowhere. But once you know your target, everything becomes simpler. Not easier, but simpler. Because now you know what to say yes to. You know what to say no to. You stop wasting mental energy on indecision. You reduce confusion. You rise above hesitation. You begin to build momentum, and momentum is what changes everything. It's what carries you forward when motivation fades. It's what pushes you to keep going when the day gets hard. It's what separates the people who talk about progress from the people who live it. And that momentum starts with one clear decision every morning: to name your goal, to speak it out, and to mean it. You don't need fancy tools. You don't need hours of planning. You don't need to wait until the conditions are perfect. You just need to start. Take 30 seconds in the morning. Look at yourself. Speak your goal out loud. Feel the weight of it. Picture what success looks like. Then go into your day with that image in your mind and that statement in your heart. Some days the goal will stretch you. That's good. Some days it will feel uncomfortable. That's part of growth. But when you've said it out loud, it becomes real. It becomes a mission. And when you live your life on mission, you don't waste time. You don't drift. You don't live by accident. You start to build. You start to create something that lasts. This is not about perfection. It's about practice. A daily practice of choosing clarity. A daily practice of self-leadership. A daily practice of reminding yourself that you are not powerless, that your actions matter, and that your future is shaped by what you decide to pursue, starting now. So when the alarm rings and the day is still quiet, don't just roll into it. Stand up, breathe in, and declare your goals clearly before the day begins. Not because it's trendy, not because it sounds nice, but because your life deserves direction. Your time deserves purpose, and your potential deserves to be acted on every single day. Starting with your voice, starting with your intention, starting with a choice you make before anything else begins. Now, once you've spoken your goal out loud, you've set the stage for the entire day. It's a shift in mindset, but more importantly, it's a shift in behavior. It's easy to let distractions creep in, to fall into autopilot. But by declaring your goals, you create a contract with yourself. You commit. You don't let yourself off the hook. The world will try to pull you in 100 different directions. But now you have a clear focus. You've aligned your actions with what truly matters to you. And that's the power of starting the day this way. You'll find that as you make this a habit, the mental fog that often clouds your thinking begins to lift. You stop questioning where you should focus. Your goals become your compass. Every action, every decision is now filtered through what you've declared. And the best part, this clarity builds your confidence. When you see yourself following through on the promises you've made to yourself, you begin to trust in your own ability to succeed. That trust is the foundation for your growth. Here's the truth. Goals are not about having a perfect plan. They're about taking the first step in the right direction. And when you declare them in the morning, you're telling yourself that you're ready. You're ready to face whatever comes your way, because you've already decided where you're going. Life is unpredictable, and you can't control everything that happens, but you can control how you respond. And your response starts with a goal, spoken, clear, and unwavering. Every day presents an opportunity to move forward. Every day is a chance to build the life you've imagined, but only if you are clear about what you want and take action on it. If you don't decide, someone or something else will decide for you. If you don't set your intentions, they'll be set for you. And the difference between those who achieve what they want and those who don't is simple: clarity. The people who succeed are the ones who wake up and say, "This is what I'm going after today." And this is not a one-time thing. It's not a quick fix. It's a habit that builds over time. Each day you declare your goals with intent. You become a little stronger, a little more confident, a little more focused. Over time, this becomes your default setting. You stop waking up unsure. You stop waiting for motivation to strike. You simply wake up, declare, and act. This is where transformation happens. When you start declaring your goals with certainty, your life moves in the direction of that certainty. Every small action adds up. Every little step forward compounds into something bigger. But it starts with your declaration. It starts with your decision to say, "This is what I will do today." Because once you declare it, you own it. Once you speak it, you breathe life into it. When you get into the habit of declaring your goals, it becomes part of who you are. Your day is no longer a random collection of events. It's a series of purposeful actions that align with your goals. You start to feel a sense of pride in the small victories, and you start to realize that the way to achieve your big goals is by stacking up those small victories one by one. The power of this practice is simple. It's intentional living. It's about choosing what you want and taking charge of your life, moment by moment, step by step. And as you continue this practice day after day, it won't just change your day, it'll change your entire life. You'll start to see yourself in a different light. You'll start to believe in your ability to make things happen. You won't just be dreaming of a better life. You'll be building it with every clear goal you declare. Number 4, tell yourself to keep going no matter what happens. There will be days that challenge your resolve, push you to the edge, and test your limits. You'll feel the weight of disappointment, the sting of failure, and the frustration of setbacks. In those moments, it's easy to stop. It's easy to quit. It's easy to listen to that voice inside that tells you that you've tried hard enough and you're just not cut out for this. But let me remind you of something important. The only way to fail is to stop. When you tell yourself to keep going, no matter what happens, you are making a powerful decision. You are choosing perseverance over defeat. You are choosing action over hesitation. The world doesn't care if you stumble. Life doesn't care if you trip. It will keep moving. But you have the power to rise again. You have the strength to get up after every fall, the courage to continue walking after every setback, and the resilience to push through when everything in you says, "This is too much." What separates those who achieve from those who don't is one simple thing. They didn't stop. They kept going when everyone else would have given up. They made the decision every single day to keep putting one foot in front of the other, no matter how hard it seemed. And that decision is yours to make every day. You have to understand that challenges are part of the journey. There is no progress without struggle. There is no growth without adversity. It's easy to look at successful people and think they've had an easy ride. But the reality is that they've faced obstacles. They've encountered roadblocks, and they've gone through moments where giving up seemed like the only option. But the difference is, they didn't give up. They kept going. So how do you keep going when everything is telling you to stop? It starts with a mindset shift. You have to see challenges as part of the process, not the end of the road. You have to tell yourself that every failure is not a reflection of your ability. It's just a stepping stone. Every time you fall, you are one step closer to your goal. Every time you get knocked down, you gain a little more strength, a little more resilience, and a little more clarity about what it takes to reach the next level. The world doesn't owe you success. It doesn't owe you an easy life. It doesn't owe you anything at all. But what you do have is the power to choose how you respond. You can decide right now in this moment that no matter what happens, you will not stop. You will not give up. You will not let the world decide your fate. You will take control. You will rise above the circumstances. There's something incredibly powerful about making the commitment to yourself to keep going. When you make that commitment, you build something that nobody can take from you. Determination. It becomes a part of your identity. It becomes who you are. And once it becomes who you are, it's unstoppable. It becomes a force that pushes you forward, even when you feel like turning back. The key is to stay focused on the big picture. When you focus on the end result, on the future you're building, it helps you endure the tough times. It helps you push through the challenges because you understand that every setback is just a small part of a much bigger story. You might feel discouraged in the moment, but that moment doesn't define you. Your persistence does. It's easy to think that success comes from talent, luck, or intelligence. But the truth is, success comes from one thing: the decision to keep going, the decision to keep fighting, the decision to keep learning, the decision to keep trying, even when you feel like giving up. There are going to be days when you feel like you can't take another step. There are going to be days when the weight feels too heavy, when you want to quit and walk away from it all. But in those moments, I want you to remember why you started. Remember the vision you had when you first set out on this journey. Remember the promise you made to yourself, and remind yourself that it's not about the struggle. It's about the growth that comes from it. It's about who you become when you decide to keep going. When you keep going, you learn things about yourself that you wouldn't have learned otherwise. You find strength you didn't know you had. You uncover resilience, creativity, and resourcefulness that were always there, just waiting to be tapped into. You become a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more capable. And that's what success is. It's not about the destination. It's about who you become along the way. But here's the truth. You will never reach that version of yourself if you stop. You can't get to the next level of your life if you give up every time things get hard. Success requires sacrifice. It requires effort. It requires consistency. It requires pushing through the moments that seem impossible. When you keep going, you build momentum, and momentum is one of the most powerful forces in the world. Once you get moving, it's much harder to stop. The more steps you take, the more progress you make, and the closer you get to your goal. But none of that happens if you stop. None of it happens if you quit. So no matter what happens today, make the decision right now to keep going. No matter how tough things get, no matter how many obstacles you face, no matter how many setbacks you experience, don't stop. You're closer than you think. You're stronger than you know. You've already come this far, and there's no reason to turn back now. Every successful person you admire, every person who has achieved greatness, has had to face moments where quitting seemed like the easier option. But they didn't quit. They kept going. They pushed through the tough days, the long nights, the setbacks, and the doubts. And you can do the same. Your dreams are worth it. Your goals are worth it. Your future is worth it. And you are worth it. So when the going gets tough, and it will, remind yourself that this is not the end. This is just another chapter in your story. And no matter how difficult the next page is, you are capable of turning it. You are capable of moving forward. You are capable of getting back up. And you are capable of winning, no matter what happens. The only thing you need to do is keep going. Keep going when the road is hard. Keep going when you feel tired. Keep going when the obstacles seem too big. Keep going when the doubts creep in. Keep going because your future depends on it. And your success is built on your ability to persist. Keep going no matter what happens. You've got this. The road you're on is not meant to be easy. If it were, everyone would take it. But it's the difficulty of the journey that makes success worth it. The obstacles you face are not punishments. They're opportunities. Every challenge you encounter is shaping you, testing you, and building you into someone capable of achieving greatness. When you feel like quitting, remember that the only way you fail is by stopping. The moment you decide to keep going, you claim the power to shape your future. No matter how many times you stumble, you can always rise again. The important thing is to make the conscious choice every single day to keep moving forward, to take the next step, and to do it without hesitation. It doesn't matter how slowly you go. It matters that you go. Every small step you take brings you closer to the person you want to become. Every action you take, no matter how small, is building momentum, and that momentum will eventually turn into a force of unstoppable energy. The key to success is consistency, not perfection. Perfection doesn't exist, but consistency, that's something you control. That's something you can do every single day. Some days it might feel like you're not making any progress, and that's okay. You have to trust the process. Trust that even when things seem stagnant, you are still moving forward. Growth isn't always linear. There will be moments of doubt, but you must remind yourself that each step, no matter how small, is leading you closer to your goal. What you must never forget is that the journey isn't just about the destination. It's about the person you become while you're on that journey. Every time you push through adversity, you're not just getting closer to your goal, you're growing stronger. You're becoming the kind of person who can handle challenges with grace and resilience. You're becoming the kind of person who doesn't give up when things get hard. And that transformation is priceless. Life won't wait for you. It's easy to think that there's always a tomorrow or a better time to start. But the truth is that now is all you have. You don't get to choose when the tough moments come. They arrive whether you're ready or not. But you do get to choose how you respond. You get to decide whether you'll face the challenge head-on or back away from it. And the secret to success is simple. Keep going no matter what happens. When you tell yourself to keep going, you're not just telling yourself to endure. You're telling yourself that you are capable of navigating through difficulty. You're saying that you trust in your ability to adapt, to find solutions, and to move forward with unwavering faith in your journey. And that's what success requires. An unshakable belief that no matter what happens, you can handle it. You have the strength to make it through whatever is in front of you. Your past struggles didn't break you. They made you who you are today. And your future success will come from the strength and resilience you develop right now by choosing to keep going. So don't stop. Don't give up. Don't let anything stand in your way. You're capable of more than you realize. Every setback is a lesson. Every moment of doubt is an opportunity to reinforce your commitment. Every challenge you face is a chance to prove to yourself that you are strong enough to overcome anything. Remember, success isn't for the faint of heart. It's for those who understand that the only way to fail is to quit. Keep going no matter what happens. Keep showing up. Keep moving forward. And watch as your persistence turns into the life you've always dreamed of. Number 5. Say out loud that you will not quit today. It seems like everything is stacked against you. The noise of your doubts, the pressure of your challenges, and the overwhelming urge to give up might be louder than the voice of your hope and determination. But in those moments, there's one simple and powerful thing you can do that will change everything. Say out loud that you will not quit today. This may sound like a small action, but it's one of the most impactful things you can do for yourself. The words you speak have power, more power than you might realize. When you declare that you will not quit, you are asserting your determination, taking a stand and deciding that nothing will stop you today. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how difficult the road gets. You are choosing to keep moving forward, no matter what. And when you make that declaration, everything shifts. In our day-to-day lives, it's so easy to get overwhelmed. It's easy to feel like the obstacles in front of us are insurmountable. The tasks are endless. The problems keep piling up. But here's the truth. Those challenges don't get to decide your outcome. You do. The moment you speak the words, "I will not quit today," you are deciding that no matter how hard things get, you will show up. You will keep going. You will push through the tough moments and give everything you've got, because that's the only option. That's the only mindset that leads to success. Saying those words is a promise to yourself. It's a commitment to push past the fear, the self-doubt, and the obstacles that try to hold you back. When you say, "I will not quit today," you're not just speaking into the air. You're creating your reality. You're shaping the way you approach your day. You're laying the foundation for your success. And you are empowering yourself to handle whatever challenges come your way with strength and resilience. It's not always about the grand gestures. It's not about making huge leaps forward all the time. Some days, simply deciding to not quit is the most important victory you can achieve. It's easy to think that success is all about big achievements, big wins, and monumental progress. But the truth is, success is built on small, consistent decisions. And one of the most powerful decisions you can make is to simply say, I will not quit today. By doing this, you are committing to show up, no matter how difficult it is. When you say those words aloud, you're taking control of your day. You're taking control of your mindset, your actions, and your emotions. Instead of letting circumstances dictate how you feel or what you do, you're deciding to make things happen regardless of the situation. This declaration is a reminder to yourself that your strength is greater than any obstacle in your path. It's a reminder that you have the power to keep going, even when it feels like everything is working against you. There is something incredibly powerful about vocalizing your intention. It makes it real. It makes it concrete. It makes it undeniable. When you say, I will not quit today, you're giving your brain a direct command. You are programming your mind for perseverance. And when you program your mind for perseverance, you build resilience, strength, and tenacity. Those qualities become your default. They become a part of who you are. When the challenges come, and they will come, remind yourself of this declaration. It will act as your anchor. In the moments when you feel like throwing in the towel, you can hold on to that promise. You can remember that you've already made the decision to keep going, and that decision will carry you through. You might not feel strong, you might not feel capable, but the simple act of declaring that you will not quit is enough to ignite your determination and push you to take the next step. Understand that quitting doesn't solve anything. It only gives you the illusion of relief. It might seem easier to walk away, to avoid the struggle, to give up and hope that the problem goes away on its own. But deep down, you know that quitting doesn't create solutions. It only leaves you with regret. It only leaves you with the haunting question of what could have been. So instead of quitting, say it out loud, I will not quit today. These words are not just about making it through one day. They're about creating a mindset that sticks with you for the long haul. Every day is a new opportunity to remind yourself that you are capable of moving forward, no matter what happens. Every day is a new chance to decide that you will push through, keep fighting, and refuse to give up. And as you continue to make this declaration each day, you build a foundation of strength that becomes unshakable. When you refuse to quit, you grow. When you refuse to quit, you learn. When you refuse to quit, you strengthen your character and your resolve. It's not about avoiding the challenges. It's about facing them head on, armed with the determination to keep going. And with each challenge you overcome, you become stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling the next one. This is what creates true growth. It's not the easy days that change you. It's the hard days. It's the days when you feel like giving up, but you don't. It's the days when you push through the pain, the frustration, and the doubt. Those are the days that shape you. Those are the days that lead to real progress. So as you wake up each morning, say it out loud, I will not quit today. Let those words be your mantra, your affirmation, and your commitment. Speak them with conviction, because they are not just words. They are the foundation of your success. They are the promise that no matter what comes your way, you will not stop. You will keep moving forward. You will keep showing up. You will keep giving your best, no matter how difficult it gets. And here's the secret. The more you say it, the more you believe it. The more you declare that you won't quit, the more you build a mindset that refuses to back down. And as you strengthen that mindset, your actions begin to reflect it. You start to move through your day with a sense of purpose, a sense of determination, and a sense of control. No matter what happens, you are in charge of your response. You are in charge of your actions. And when you tell yourself you will not quit, you are setting the course for your future. Now don't just say it in the good moments. Say it when things get tough. Say it when the road gets bumpy. Say it when the doubt creeps in. In those moments, those words are more powerful than ever. They will remind you that quitting is not an option, that you have the strength to keep going, and that you are not defined by your struggles, but by how you face them. So remember this, every day say out loud that you will not quit today. Say it when you wake up. Say it when you feel tired. and say it when you feel like giving up. Let those words be a constant reminder that you are capable of more than you realize. Let them fuel your fire and push you to the next level. And no matter what comes your way, keep moving forward. Keep showing up and never, ever quit. When you say those words, "I will not quit today," you are giving yourself the most powerful tool in your arsenal: resolve. This isn't just about making it through a single day. It's about building a mentality that sticks with you through every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt. It's about deciding that no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you fall, you will always rise. And every time you rise, you grow stronger. The power of not quitting is something many people underestimate. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned. It's easy to think that success should come quickly, that the journey should be smooth, but it's the opposite. It's the trials and the struggles that shape us, that prepare us for the bigger opportunities that lie ahead. When you declare that you will not quit today, you're aligning yourself with a mindset of resilience. Now think about this for a second. Imagine what would happen if you allowed every small setback to stop you. What if you quit every time something didn't go right? You would never get anywhere. You would never experience growth or see the results you're capable of achieving. Success isn't about never failing. It's about refusing to stay down after a fall. It's about getting up, dusting yourself off, and pushing forward. And when you make that decision every single day, it becomes who you are. Your dreams are not going to come easy. No one's dreams do. You might not be where you want to be right now, but that's okay. What matters is that you're still moving forward. Every action, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. When you commit to not quitting, you're creating a momentum that keeps building on itself. Every time you push through a tough day, every time you fight through the temptation to give up, you're strengthening your willpower. And with each victory, no matter how small, you gain confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. And understand this: the difficult times won't last forever. The struggles you face today will eventually become the lessons that guide you tomorrow. The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. When you refuse to quit, you give yourself the chance to experience that victory. You give yourself the opportunity to look back and see how far you've come and how much you've grown. When you face challenges, your response to those challenges will determine your success. It's easy to want to throw in the towel when things aren't going your way. But every time you refuse to quit, you're proving to yourself that you are bigger than the obstacles in front of you. You are telling yourself that your dreams are worth fighting for, that your future is worth every effort you put into it. So keep saying it, keep repeating it, keep declaring it with confidence. I will not quit today. These words are not just words. They are your commitment, your promise to yourself, and your reminder that no matter what happens, you will keep going. They are the words that will drive you forward when everything inside you wants to stop. They are the words that will give you the strength to continue when the road ahead seems impossible. And the more you say it, the stronger you become. The more you affirm that you will not quit, the less power failure will have over you. The less power fear will have over you. The less power doubt will have over you. You will be stronger than your circumstances, stronger than your past, and stronger than anything that tries to stop you. Because the one thing no one can take from you is your decision to keep going. Your decision to refuse to quit is what will carry you to places you never thought possible. So when the day gets tough, when the road gets rough, when the hurdles seem too high, just repeat these words: I will not quit today. Let them fuel your spirit, ignite your determination, and remind you that you have the power to keep going. You have the strength to move forward, and nothing will stand in your way as long as you decide to keep moving.